Finding purpose and meaning in life is something that a lot of men struggle with. Our purpose, our meaning is what we're living for outside of ourselves. It's the bigger calling on our life. It's the bigger mission. It's charities. It's sometimes our jobs. It's our families, but it's getting ourselves out of the way and submitting onto something bigger that has a bigger meaning in life. But I want to talk to you today about why finding your purpose in life while quitting porn is so fundamentally necessary. And if you lack this area of your life, if you lack this part about who you are and why you're living, it's in my opinion that I don't believe you're ever going to fully succeed in quitting porn, rebooting your brain. But most importantly, man, you're never going to step into life that you know you were created to live. Real quick, guys, before we do that, though, remind you who we are, what we do here. My name is Frank Rich, CEO, founder, and head coach at Rebuilt Recovery, and it is our mission to help men become better men by quitting porn and rebuilding their lives. So if you're new to the channel and haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right there. Also turn those post notifications on because we are dropping videos 7 days a week at this point. Purpose, meaning, calling, mission, things outside of ourselves that we're working towards. Here for myself, it's Rebuild Recovery. It's the podcast. It's dedicated to helping 1 million men overcome their porn addiction by 2025. These things drive me. They pull me out of bed every single day. They keep me up at night thinking about what can I produce? What can I create? Who do I need to reach out to? Who do I need to have an impact for? And there's so much that we get out of this as men. But if we're lacking this in our journeys of overcoming porn addiction, we will fail. We will slip back. And it brings us to a chemical known as dopamine, right? A lot of us know or look at dopamine as the pleasure-seeking chemical. We get dopamine when we seek out pornography. We get dopamine at the end of masturbation when we have that release. We get dopamine when we do things that are pulling us towards that, things that feel really, really good. But there's an element of motivation that is tied to dopamine. And if we understand how this works, we can use this to reset our reward pathways. So if every day we were working towards something bigger, something so big that it almost scares us to think about it, every small step we take, every single action, moving closer towards that goal, we will in fact release dopamine. In the feel-good chemicals associated with working towards something that is outside of yourself, the feel-good chemicals working towards a bigger mission in your life, brother, in my opinion, that absolutely trumps the feel-good chemicals that you get from sitting in front of the computer screen all by yourself in a dark room, riddled with guilt and shame. So if we could understand the purpose of a meaning and calling, if we could understand how taking small daily steps towards something bigger than just ourselves, that's the meaning of life, in my opinion. And that is the path to overcoming your porn addiction for good. Now, it may be scary right now to think about, God, I got to find them purpose and meaning in my life. Well, the thing is purpose and meaning in my view is fluid. I wouldn't be able to stand here today and do what we're doing with Rebuilt Recovery, do what we're doing with the Superman Life podcast, if I hadn't had 20 years of working in human performance, if I hadn't had 20 years of understanding personal and self-development, if I hadn't spent 20 years breaking down and understanding human nature, human psychology. So while in my early 20s, I was working towards what I felt was a purpose and meaning with pursuing bodybuilding and pursuing personal growth, those years in the trenches play a fundamental role in the success that we're having here today with the men that we're working with in coaching. So for you, it doesn't need to be the biggest thing right now, but it needs to be something outside of yourself. There needs to be something that is pulling you out of bed every single morning. There needs to be something that when the urges come, you can ask yourself the question, is seeking out a short, instant hit of gratification right now better for me in the long run? And will it make me feel more fulfilled, more complete, and more whole than taking steps towards working towards something else? Many of you can start right now with just getting your ass in shape. You're fat, lazy, tired, overweight. You haven't been to the gym in 6 months. You're eating cookies and ice cream every single night. Put the beer down on Sunday. And begin to have purpose and meaning in becoming a better fitness man. A man who's stronger. A man with better cardiovascular health. And I can tell you, you begin to work on your physical health, your mental health will improve. We're going to shoot another video on that. And then when you step into that new level of who you are, the next phase of confidence in yourself is going to be there for you. so you can tackle a bigger purpose and meaning. So don't think that if you don't know what you want to do with your life for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that you're a failure. But you need to start somewhere. So identify, where am I not actually living up to my potential? And dedicate yourself on growing in those areas, but attach it to something bigger, because if you grow in this area, you can have a better impact in your community. If you grow in this area, you can have a better impact at your church. If you grow in this area, you can be a better employee. If you grow in this area, you can be a better boss. If you grow in this area, you can be a better little league coach. All of these are outside of ourself. But men that are struggling with porn addiction are focused on me. They're focused on what I want, what I need to do to get what I want right now within the moment. Purpose, meaning, calling, in my opinion, are some of the most important things that we must get clear on, and we must have a path to pursue them in the process of overcoming our porn addiction and becoming a better man. Now, guys, if you want some help and strategies in actually getting there, we've written a free book. It's called The 7-Step Guide to Living Life Without Porn. I'm going to link it down there in the first pinned comment below. With these 7 steps we've used now with almost 4,000 men to take back control of their lives, to step into a bigger purpose, to step into a bigger meaning, to find better clarity on who they are and who they want to become. So check it out there, guys. I'm on link in the first pinned comment below, the 7-Step Guide to Living Life Without Porn. But make sure to subscribe at this channel, guys. Like I said at the beginning, we're dropping 14 videos, 2 per day right now, including some shorts. But Frank Rich at Rebuild Recover. I love you guys, and we'll see you on the other side.